TF2 is a game about a lot of things. It's a game about hats. It's a game about spamming through corridors. But most importantly to me, TF2 is a game about source engine jank and all of the weird and wonderful ways that you can abuse it. And recently, I've been on a journey. A journey to discover the single dumbest thing I can do in a public TF2 server to hit a clip on some poor free-to-play that installed the game 10 minutes ago. But our journey doesn't start in public TF2 servers. Instead, it starts on a private one. It starts on a jump map. Me and my friend Layla had a crazy idea. There's all these jump maps designed for Soldier to rocket jump around on, but we wanted to know how hard it would be to beat some of our favourite jump maps as this little guy. Pyro on his own can't really go very far. A single jetpack jump is the highest and farthest you can go, but that little jetpack alone isn't gonna let you beat Jump Beef. But with the help of a friend, a Pyro can reflect jump, reflecting an enemy rocket into the ground to rocket jump with their rocket. Take a look at Jump Beef for example. This map is pretty easy, so most of the jumps are incredibly simple. The detonator comes in handy too, because if you hold right click with this thing, you can give yourself a boost from literally anywhere. But then we reach jumps like this, where things get a bit more tricky. This gap is just too far for one reflect jump, but with two reflect jumps, it's easy.
Because I can shoot right after you jump. Yeah.
Oh shit,
That's
that was awesome. There's also this jump, where you'd normally wall shot around in a big circle to reach the top. But as a Pyro, this is just way too high for one rocket. So instead, my Soldier syncs up two rockets for me to reflect and reach the end with. And now we're at the final jump. This is pretty trivial on Soldier. Shoot rockets at the walls to reach the end. But on Pyro, this requires a pretty insane setup. A floor reflect plus a wall reflect sends me pretty far, but it's still not far enough to make it to the end. So we had to get a little bit creative.
Yes!
Oh, it's cinema! This was the first jump map we beat as Pyro, but it wasn't the only one. We beat a bunch of different maps, but the most interesting two were Jump Apex and Jump for Starters. These maps both get relatively difficult for Soldier, which means that for Pyro, things get absolutely insane.
You like
Oh my god, it's fucking gross!
Yeah.
Oh my god. Let me show you two examples. Like, check out this jump. For Soldier, this jump is a series of pre-fires that launch you towards the end. But for Pyro, this jump poses some problems. The gap from this lower ramp to this far ramp at the end is just way too big to actually reach. But the plan we came up with to conquer this jump was a little bit insane.
You need to cut it.
Ooh. Oh, shit.
Oh my god.
Oh, shit. That's crazy. Crouching the reflect jump sends you way too high for this to work, so you need to uncrouch reflect jump to get the perfect height to reach the wall. Now our next jump is on Jump for Starters, and it looks relatively unimposing. It's just a really long corridor, a jump that on Soldier just requires some decent wall shots to reach the end. But on Pyro, this distance is absolutely enormous, way farther than anything we'd done before. We tried a bunch of different solutions, but the one we ended up with was, to put it simply, completely ridiculous. My Soldier shoots a rocket at me. I reflect that rocket back at them. As I reflect that rocket, they pre-fire a rocket towards the end of the jump. Then they sync my reflected rocket with their own rocket jump, flying towards the end of the jump to catch up with their first pre-fire. Then they sync another rocket with the first pre-fire, allowing them to triple from the end of the jump back towards the start. Then they get the perfect speed and height to sync up 4 rockets back towards the start of the jump. And then...
Holy shit.
Oh, it's just... Oh, Yes, it's beautiful. So fucking beautiful. Beating jump maps on Pyro was insanely fun. Because the map wasn't designed for this, it forced us to get incredibly creative with the solutions to a lot of the jumps. Outside of the difficult execution, it almost felt like playing a puzzle game. But all of these crazy concepts really got the gears in my head turning. You know, it was really just like awakening something deep in my brain. Doing all this stuff on jump maps is fun and all, but wouldn't it be more fun if we did it on a real map? Against real players? Who are really stupid? I just hit a clip on a toddler, like that guy.
This is gonna be a real piece of piss.
You might be thinking, oh, well, you could never pull any of this off in a real match. Right? Syncing up rockets over a long distance like we did on the jump map doesn't work in a real match, obviously. But you can sync up a bunch of rockets. You just need to play some Pyro Tennis to do it. You need a Pyro on one team, then a soldier and another Pyro on the enemy team. The soldier shoots a rocket at the enemy Pyro. That Pyro reflects that rocket back to the next Pyro. As the next Pyro reflects it back, the soldier tries to time his own rocket to sync up with the reflect. Repeat this for as long as you have ammo, and then reflect those rockets into your own feet to go into space. If you didn't know, TF2 actually has a speed limit. That speed limit in one direction is 3,500 hammer units a second, which looks something like this. Reaching this speed limit is usually insanely difficult in a real match, but with this method, reaching maximum velocity is trivial. Jesus Christ! Now you might be wondering, how am I taking no damage if I'm reflecting like 8 rockets directly into my own feet? Well, that's simple. It's the rocket jumper. Rocket jumper rockets do 0 damage, but they do exert knockback on the player that fired the rocket. When you reflect a rocket, the game starts treating that rocket as if you fired it. So you can reflect jump with rocket jumper rockets, and you take 0 damage doing so. This also means that our little wall shot setup we did on Jump Beef works completely fine in a real TF2 match.
Oh, trick stab.
Oh my god! If you wanted to play Pyro Tennis with real rockets that do real damage, you can do that too.
Finally.
This clip took us so long to get, it's insane. Now, all of this Pyro Tennis gave us another idea. An idea that's way dumber. Let me I'll use paint to demonstrate. Look at this, right? So imagine, right, you got Pyro Tennis with regular rockets, but in between the 2 pyros, right, you build teleporters, and you just keep the rally of rockets going for as long as possible, hoping someone takes the teleporters, and then just fucking instantly dies. This one is, like, really dumb, and for some reason, the citizens of Htwo really didn't find it as funny as we found it.
Why is this guy using the red thing?
Help! I hit him with the racket.
There's just the squadron, the military has arrived.
Behind you guys.
Just like in the bottom left of my look at my bottom left of my screen. Like a happy little guy. This one's been going for a while. There's a little guy in the bottom left of my screen again. Oh! Did you look at my funny little guy on my screen?
I did. That is what that is.
The bundle's terrible.
So fast.
It's the same guy. This is how the last month and a half of my life has been going. It's a simple process, really. You just try and think of dumb things to do in a TF2 casual match. Ideally, things that involve niche TF2 tech. Then you go into a public server and try and do those things. And then you try and iterate on the original idea to make it as ridiculous as humanly possible. And sometimes, to get a good clip, you need to revisit the classics. In an older video of mine, I talked about stuck launches in TF2. You can get stuck inside these doors on Swiftwater, and if you shoot yourself with an explosive weapon a bunch whilst you're stuck, you'll give yourself a bunch of velocity without actually moving anywhere. The game thinks this stuck player is traveling really fast. This lets you do 2 crazy things. You can give your pyro's flamethrower infinite range, and you can launch people into the sky. When you stand on the stuck player's head, their velocity gets transferred onto you you, which sends you flying. If you want to know more about how this actually works, then go watch this video, where I explain it in great detail. This tech is incredibly fun to do, but the problem with it is that getting stuck in a wall is like really hard. So stock launches don't really have many practical uses. Or do they? Sorry. As it turns out, these doors on Swiftwater are just the tip of the iceberg for getting people stuck. There's two other super good ways to do this. The first one is called a teletrap. When an engineer builds a teleporter, the game does a little check around where you're building to make sure that a player could fit on top of your teleporter to prevent people getting stuck. But it turns out the check above the teleporter is a bit too lenient, and in certain places you can build teleporters that get people stuck in the roof. Now most players use teletraps to troll their teammates, but that's like really cringe, right? We're using it for a much more noble cause, like giving a Pyro infinite range in a casual server. Maybe this is just as cringe, actually, maybe. There's a guy in that window. Get him.
Yeah, you can shoot through the window as well. You're a cheater.
I didn't expect to feel so mean.
You're a cheater.
I'm not cheating, I'm awesome. It's epic TF2 tech, you just wouldn't get it.
Oh,
it's a nuke.
God.
Damage
Oh
numbers.
my God.
I got a headshot.
No.
It's over.
Oh,
No, they're kicking me.
Oh.
Please don't kick me. I'm sorry. It was funny. I'm sorry.
Are they actually kicking you for cheating?
I
Yeah.
cheated. After the vote kick started, I should have announced to the server, like, no, guys, you don't understand. I'm not cheating. I'm actually really clever and smart and using quirks of the Source engine to do cool things. It's tech, guys. You don't understand. It's tech. The sniper pyro gimmick got old really fast. It just kind of felt mean. Like, it's funny for 5 minutes, but then I just felt like I was bullying children on the internet. So we gave up on this one pretty fast. But there's another way to get stuck. A method that is way more useful to us and is way more janky than a simple teletrap. Meet the displacement stuck launch. A displacement is the tool that TF2 map makers use to make natural looking geometry. In certain spots, you can crouch walk into a displacement, then uncrouch into the wall while holding W. And if you do it right, you will get stuck inside of the wall. And weirdest of all, this bug only works on Linux servers. If you're on Windows and you try to do this offline, it just won't work. But fortunately, Valve casual servers are all running on Linux, so you can do this in casual matches as much as you want. I'm not 100% sure why this bug happens, but to my knowledge, here's how this works. When you're crouched and you try to uncrouch, the game checks above your head for obstructions, and if it finds one, it doesn't let you stand up. When you crouch walk into a displacement, sometimes there will be a piece of the displacement above your head preventing you from standing up. But on certain spots where that obstruction above you is really small, the game's uncrouch check will bug out. The game will check above you and incorrectly assume that there's nothing above your head, when in reality, there's a tiny piece of wall above you that you can get stuck inside of. And this miscalculation only happens on Linux servers for some reason that I don't understand. And in certain spots, if you do this glitch perfectly, you can fully walk through the wall and get out of bounds. And I'm not going to show you how to do that. Building sentry guns outside the map is cringe and ruins the fun of everyone in your server, and I'm not going to help you do that. But what I will gladly help you do is get stuck in a wall so that you can launch your friend into the sky so that they can hit a clip. So here's what we managed to do in a TF2 casual server. In this corner on PL Snowy Coast, there's a displacement that you can get stuck in. And if you've played this map a ton, you might also know that there's a weird invisible ledge that you can stand on above this cave. So the plan was simple. Get a player up on that ledge.
Oh my God.
It's free. I got one guy. No, Putis is shooting me. Help.
If only tried to get flinch resistance.
If they open the door, I can see into their spawn though. Oh, I died! No!
No!
No, he's a Noah. So now, yeah, you crouch on his head, and then you jump on my head. Oh my! There you go. The Putis in the sky is fucking hilarious.
Dude, I'm gonna run the ammo though.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna jump.
I
I'm
can
gonna jump
kill
up there.
myself
Yeah,
up
I'll
there.
jump up
An
there
ammo
and kill
delivery.
myself.
Did you get my ammo? I don't.
Yeah, it is.
Level 2 sentry there.
Get that ammo delivery.
I'm getting
they're
shot at.
shooting you. No, Brutus, no. There's also multiple spots on PL Pier around this cave. There's one up on this ledge above the cart, and then there's two on the left and right of this cave. And this one is really powerful because it can be used by both teams at multiple points in the game. At the start of the match, a red player gets stuck and a blue player launches off their head, and later on in the match, a blue player can get stuck here and a red spy can sneak behind and launch up into the sky right above the enemy team's spawn. Oh, there you go. Yo!
That was perfect.
And I go backstab. We should have.
No.
Overdose.
Boom!
Anything like that.
Boom. Boom. Also, this one random spy player started shooting me and accidentally jumped on my head, and he looked very confused about the whole ordeal. There's a funny quirk of these stuck launches that we learned about while testing. If you fall from any height and land on the stuck person's head, then you will get launched directly into the sky. This is great if you want a lot of height, but if you want horizontal speed, this method doesn't really work. But if you can stand stationary on the stuck player's head and then jump off of them, suddenly you can be launched in any direction you choose. Whatever angle that the stuck player shoots themselves at will get directly transferred onto you. So the trick we learned is that you need an extra player. Climb on top of the first guy's head, then walk off seamlessly onto the stuck player's head, then jump off of them to get launched directly forwards. There's a spot on CP Moss Rock that's incredible for this exact thing. Behind blue team's first spawn is this tiny rock that you can stand on without dying. And right over here is a displacement that you can get stuck inside of. So you can get a red sniper into this spot by just launching them all the way over there. Now, I would have done this in a real match, but unfortunately, no one plays Moss Rock. Like, when was the last time you played CP Moss Rock? For me, it was like, I don't know, 1988 or something. It's been like decades. So I got sent this one video. It's called Psyche Revived by Igor, and this video is incredible. It's one of the highest effort frag movies I've ever seen. It's linked below and you should totally go watch it. And in this video, I saw things that I just couldn't believe. The first one was really simple. It's a detonator flare gun sync. You have a pyro on one team with the flare gun and a detonator pyro on the enemy team. The detonator guy stands on top of the flare gun guy's head and then detonator jumps. As the detonator goes off, the flare gun pyro shoots you. And since the detonator technically set you on fire for a brief amount of time, the flare gun crits you. The flare knockback plus the detonator knockback sends you absolutely flying. There you go.
Let's go! That's sick.
But this isn't the craziest thing I saw in that video. The craziest part was the Backstab Launch. This is revolutionary technology. It's incredibly easy to set up and can launch any class into the skybox instantly, and they take 0 damage for doing it. And you can do it from anywhere, because all you need is to stand on a guy's head. No getting stuck in displacements required. Now, in the past, I'd already tried to do this. I knew someone dying while you were stood on their head could launch you, because knockback can be transferred from one player to another if you're on their head. It's similar to how the stuck launches work, except instead of that guy being stuck in the wall, he's just dying on the floor. But I never thought the tech was very good, because I could never get it to send me very far, because I was missing a piece of the puzzle, and that piece of the puzzle was the thermal thruster. The thermal thruster has a hidden stat, a stat that reads, wearer takes increased knockback. So if the guy on the bottom takes increased knockback, then that increased knockback gets transferred onto the guy on top. And all of this lets you do some absolutely ridiculous things.
Did that heavy just
And the holy grail of Backstab Launch clips. Well, I'll just let the clip speak for itself. I sent you, that was me, that was my fault. Oh, so I got it! It's cinema. It's the best clip ever hit. Pack it up, cut the cameras, we're done here, we're done. We've peaked as a species, we don't need to continue, we're done. So, calling this next one tech is a pretty big stretch.
G'day.
But I just found it so funny that I can't not put it in the video.
You are
18.
The strategy is simple. Go on a map that has an enormously high skybox and have a Basejumper demo slowly float downwards while a sniper stands on their head and snipes people. And what map could be more suited for this than Higher Tower, where the tower just keeps going and going and going. We came up with this idea while doing something completely different. At first, we were just launching 2 people into space with stickies. The demo places a bunch of stickies, then a medic Ubers another guy while he crouches on the stickies. And then the demo launches that guy into space. And we did this for a while with varying levels of success.
Beat the shit out of people. It's great. Just frag out with the shotgun.
I mean, I headshot him. By the way, that sniper was so confused by what happened to him that he just like forgot how to talk afterwards.
How did you up there anyway?
Doing this gave us the genius idea that you could use it to skip climbing up the tower the normal way, and you could just send a guy straight to the top. Which got us thinking, if we could get people to the top super easily, what would we actually do up there? Which is how we came up with what I like to call the Basejumper taxi service. The engineer crouches on top of 14 Scottish resistance stickies, and then he gets launched to the moon. And the funny part about this is that even giving an engineer maximum velocity directly upwards didn't let him skip the entire tower. It's so tall that you still have to run like a third of the rest of the tower the normal way, which takes forever. But then at the top, the engineer builds a teleporter. Then the medic player switches to sniper and tellies to the top of the tower. The demo crouch walks off, and then the sniper jumps on his head. Staying on top of the demo's head is really hard, because you need to manually walk at the same speed as he moves to avoid slipping off. But eventually, the demo reaches an invisible wall that lets you stand perfectly still in the sky. But now comes the hard part, getting a kill from all the way up here.
Oh yeah, actually.
That's why I actually hit people then.
I tried to do this one. Oh. Yo, can you clip this?
I airshot that guy. This is actually way harder than it looks because of just how alien it feels to be trying to look directly down and snipe the tops of people's heads. But people's reactions made the struggle just completely worth it. He's shooting a flare at me. Oh, nice shot. Now, on my clip farming pilgrimage, I've gotten a lot of clips, most of which don't necessarily fit into any of these categories very well. So to end this video, I'm just going to do a clip dump of all of the clips that I couldn't fit into the regular video. Seems like a fitting end to a video about clip farming, right? So I hope you enjoy.
Why not just join later only after the first ramp?
Because then I'm too slow. Oh! Yeah.
Yes!
You don't want a jetpack instantly, because you want to get some distance towards this so you can go really high. Oh, that's so cool! That's so cool. I can't even... Oh my...
You
do.
No, you really do.
No, but like I was thinking I could just get height off of like my own strafe rather than off of Layla's, you know.
Yeah, but there's like no air acceleration.
It's so much more.
Perfect! Yes! Oh. Okay, bro. You like switch to Gamer and then lock in.
I'm right.
You're wrecked another Spencer.
Swag like that. You might need to go build him a telly.
What if I...
Those stairs.
I have a... Can you put down...
This shit might be dead.
Oh my god.
Holy.
Don't beef the strafe. Oh!
Oh no.
That's a terrible bundle, by the way.
Yeah, the angle I have is... No!
Give me Chungus. He will do anything but play the game.
Oh, he's gone. That was like a magic trick. It's like a magic trick.
It's gotta be.
Oh my. Oh.
Oh!
Hardcore.
And he's sniper lethal burst.
Oh yeah.
I wanna watch that shit.
Well, maybe if I stand like. I can't taunt! If I uncrouch, look at my screen. This is my uncrouched POV.
Is there a guy on you?
Oh, there is. There's a guy on me. That's why.
Off him and then me.
Yo, so watch this. I'm gonna B-hop.
Holy.
I fell.
No! Bullings. That's so sick. If you're ever offline on Discord, you're gay. This is the one.
Yo,
What the fuck is going on? What?
We're waiting for a pib.
What is happening?
We're trying to pib.
You have 4. Why aren't you pibbing?
I feel like playing.
Lauren hates fun, so.
What?
Oh, I just deleted you. My bad. I meant to entity remove like.
You're gone. You're just gone.
You need to retry to the server.
You just said I deleted you like it was no fucking biggie.
Stemstall was like.
Oh, I just deleted you. No, I just deleted you.
Don't delete me. Oh, my game crashed. You deleted me.
You can just retry, can't you?
My whole game crashed.
Okay.
You
literally removed TF2.
You deleted that guy.
Well, my bad, I guess. My bad, I guess.
Thanks for watching.